Future, Book 1, English for Results, Unit 3, Lesson 1 through 9. To purchase the book that accompanies this lesson, visit my website at www.beginesl.com. The following lesson is to be used with beginning level classes at Mount Hood Community College. The lessons are from Future Series Book 1, Unit 3, Lessons 1 to 9. Future Book 1, English for Results, Unit 3, Lesson 1 to 9. Things in your classroom. Book. Dictionary. Board. Chalk. Eraser. Teacher's desk. Student's desk. Chair. Computer. Things in your classroom. Notebook. Piece of paper. 3-ring binder. Backpack. Cell phone. Write the name of things that students have in the classroom. What do you have? I have a cell phone. What do I have? You have a backpack. What do we have? We have a piece of paper. What do they have? They have a notebook. What does she have? She has a 3-ring binder. Every day. Every Sunday. Every Monday. Every Tuesday. Every Wednesday. Every Thursday. Every Friday. Every Saturday. Unit 3, Verbs. Bring. Bring your book. Borrow. Borrow a piece of paper. Interrupt. English class starts at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, on time. They bring their book and notebook to class. Sometimes they borrow some paper. 9:15, late. When they are late, they don't interrupt the class. They sit down and turn off their cell phones. They bring their book and notebook to class every day. The red arrow points to the answer. What's the question? Who brings their book and notebook to class every day? The answer, their book and notebook. What's the question? What do they bring to class every day? What's the question? Where do they bring their book and notebook every day? What's the question? When do they bring their book and notebook to class? Here's the question. What do they bring to class every day? What's the answer? The answer, their book and notebook. Read the question. When do they bring their book and notebook to class? What's the answer? Every day. Read the question. Where do they bring their book and notebook every day? What's the answer? To class. Read the question. Who brings their book and notebook to class every day? What's the answer? They do. Read the question. Do they bring their book and notebook to class every day? What's the answer? Yes, they do. Sometimes they borrow some paper in class. The arrow points to the answer. Ask the question. Who sometimes borrows some paper in class? Ask the question. What do they sometimes borrow in class? Ask the question. Where do they sometimes borrow some paper? When do they borrow some paper in class? Now, read the question and then answer. What do they sometimes borrow in class? The answer, paper. Read the question. When do they borrow paper in class? The answer, sometimes. Read the question. Where do they sometimes borrow paper? The answer, in class. Read the question. Who sometimes borrows paper in class? The answer, they do. Read the question. Do they sometimes borrow paper in class? The answer, yes, they do. When they are late, they do not interrupt the class. They sit down and turn off their cell phones. Do they interrupt the class when they are late? No, they do not. No, they don't. They sit down and turn off their cell phones. What's the question? What do they do when they are late? They sit down and turn off their cell phones. What do they turn off when they are late? Their cell phones. They go to English class after work. The answer, they do. What's the question? Who goes to English class after work? They do. What's the question? Where do they go after work? They go to English class. What's the question? When do they go to English class? They go to English class after work. What's the question? Who goes to English class after work? What's the question? Where do they go after work? The question? When do they go to English class? Grammar. Imperatives. Imperatives are commands or instructions. To make an imperative, use the present tense form of the verb. Example: sit down. Imperatives are also used with nouns. Example: use a pencil. To make an imperative negative, use do not or don't. Don't use a pen. Use the following verbs and nouns to make imperatives: open, take out, turn off, close, notebook, cell phone, book. The imperative, verb, open. The noun, book. Open your book. The verb, turn off. The noun, cell phone. Turn off your cell phone. The verb, close. The noun, book. Close your book. The verb, take out. The noun, notebook. Take out your notebook. Complete the sentences about classroom rules. Use the imperative form of the verbs in the box in the affirmative or negative. The verbs: answer, bring, eat, interrupt, listen, try to. The verb: bring. Bring a notebook and pencil. The verb: eat. Negative. Don't eat in class. The verb: interrupt. Don't interrupt the class when you are late. The verb: listen to your classmates. Don't answer your cell phone in class. Try to come on time. This, that. This is an apple. That is a banana. These are apples. Those are bananas. What is this? An apple. What are these? Apples. What is that? A banana. What are those? Bananas. What is this? This is a phone. What is that? That is an alarm clock. What is this? This is money. What is that? That is a yellow sweater. This is my apple. That is your apple. This is her book. That is his book. This is my book. Nouns. A noun is a person, place, or thing. A subject noun is on the left of the verb. John is going to the library. The verb is going. To the left, the noun is John, a person. An object noun is on the right of the verb. John is going to the library. Going is the verb. To the right of the verb is the place, a library. The library is an object noun. Again, a noun is a person, place, or thing. A subject noun is on the left of the verb. The library is on Main Street. Verb is. The subject noun is the place, library. An object noun is on the right of the verb. The library is on Main Street. The object noun is the place, Main Street. Pronouns. A subject pronoun replaces a subject noun. Subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. An object pronoun replaces an object noun. The object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. I is the subject pronoun. Me is the object pronoun. You is a subject pronoun, and it's the same for the object pronoun, you. Subject pronoun is he. The object pronoun is him. Subject pronoun she. Object pronoun her. It and it, they are the same. Subject pronoun we. Object pronoun us. Subject pronoun they. Object pronoun them. Grammar, subject pronouns and object pronouns. Subject pronoun I. What's the object pronoun? Me. Subject pronoun you. What's the object pronoun? You. Subject pronoun she. What's the object pronoun? Her. Subject pronoun he. What's the object pronoun? Him. Subject pronoun we. What's the object pronoun? Us. Subject pronoun they. What's the object pronoun? Them. John is talking to Mary. John is a noun. Mary is a noun. Change the subject noun to a pronoun. John changes to he. Mary changes to her. Mary is talking to John. Change to a pronoun. Mary changes to she. John changes to him. John is listening to Mary. Change John. He is listening to Mary. Change Mary. He is listening to her. Mary is listening to John. Change Mary. She is listening to John. Change John. She is listening to him. John is talking to Mary. Mary is talking to John. What's the question? Who is talking to Mary? What's the question? Who is John talking to? What's the question? Who is talking to John? What's the question? Who is Mary talking to? Mary is listening to John. John is listening to Mary. What's the question? Who is Mary listening to? What's the question? Who is listening to John? What's the question? Who is listening to Mary? What's the question? Who is John listening to? The teacher is talking to the students. Change the teacher and students to a subject pronoun and an object pronoun. I am talking to them. The students are listening to the teacher. Change to a subject pronoun and an object pronoun. They are listening to me. Who is talking to the students? The teacher is. Who is the teacher talking to? To the students. Who is talking to them? I am. Who are you talking to? To them. Who is listening to the teacher? The students are. Who are the students listening to? To the teacher. Who is listening to me? They are. Who are they listening to? To me. The teacher is talking to the students. What's the question? Who is the teacher talking to? What's the question? Who is talking to the students? The students are listening to the teacher. What's the question? Who is listening to the teacher? What's the question? Who are the students listening to? This is the end of Future Book 1 English for Results, Unit 3, Lessons 1 to 9. To purchase the Future Series Book 1, please visit my website at www.beginesl.com. Thank you for watching.